We're seeing new people adopting it for different things. So Bitcoin is being adopted as that reserve asset. And then usually what happens is it flows out of the risk curve into other parts of Web3. And that's when the applications get built. And we've seen that with Solana, probably see it with SUI. We've obviously seen it with Ethereum in the past, where suddenly mass applications start getting built. There is $97 trillion of wealth that's going to get made.
Yeah.
People are going to make a lot of money, but it's not a few people. It's not like the tech barons or the bankers. This is like, well, Binance has 260 million customers. Now, you could lift 260 million people to change their lives. Okay, that's a big deal. There's 500 million crypto accounts around the world, so you can change 500 million lives. And if you speak to CZ or you speak to the others, they'll say, we want to have 1 billion people, 2 billion people. Well, if you can change 2 billion people's lives, that's a quarter of the world. So it's a very, very big deal. And also it's a big deal because people are getting access to dollars. So the stablecoin thing, I asked CZ about this. I'm like, well, what about stablecoins? He said, I didn't see how big they were going to be. He didn't realize, and most of us didn't realize, how desperate people are to own US dollars.
Yeah.
And so before, to get access to dollars, you had to have access to a big bank and or you could get a small amount of dollars. But normal people couldn't save in it. And somebody in Southeast Asia, they couldn't get access to dollars. And now suddenly they can get it on their Binance app immediately and send it to somebody else, US dollars.
Solana was trading under pressure, but there were growing signs of a potential recovery before the end of June. Down approximately 10% during the month, Solana's price hovered around $140. However, institutional interest, increased on-chain activity, and government adoption are fueling optimism for a short-term rally toward the $187 mark. The most significant bullish factor is the growing interest in Solana's cash ETFs. Investment giants such as Investo and Galaxy Digital have recently filed regulatory applications for a Solana ETF. They join other companies such as Van Eck, Bitwise, and 21 Shares, which have also positioned themselves pending regulatory approval. According to Polymarket's predictive market data, the probability of a Solana cash ETF being approved before the end of the year is currently 91%. Furthermore, nearly half of the participants believe approval could come as early as next month. This level of institutional commitment demonstrates growing confidence in Solana as a long-term blockchain infrastructure, not just a high-throughput network for decentralized applications. If the approval odds continue to improve, Solana's price could see a sharp increase in the short term. According to Raoul Pal, after Bitcoin, Solana and SUI will get huge adoption in 2025. Before we move forward, if you want to stay updated with the latest crypto events and news, you can subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now let's get back to Raoul Pal's view on Solana and the overall crypto market.
From a macro lens, we've got all of these massive debts that need to be rolled. And we hear the governments are having issues with trying to roll the debt. The answer we know is the printing of money. And the printing of money for us in crypto means number go up. When number go up, it drives adoption. So we bring more users into the space, more applications get built, more VC money comes in, and the whole flywheel of crypto really accelerates. So 2025 is a year where we should see acceleration of prices, acceleration of activity, new applications, new things happening, and that's what drives the number so much further than other markets. So it's always an exciting time when it happens, but we've got all of the noise around tariffs and all of the things, and it was like, oh, the economy's going to crash, it's all over, it's never going to happen. No alt-Cs, never again, none of this. And my thesis is just follow the liquidity, which leads all of this. It's already pointing that the number will go up. Just be patient. And I keep saying this to people, they're like, how can it be all noise? I'm like, because the dominant factor for crypto prices and tech stock prices, 90% of their price movement is explained by liquidity.
Solana impresses with its technical performance. It offers speed and processing power that Ethereum and Bitcoin have yet to achieve. Anthony Scaramucci points out that the Solana blockchain could become the primary operator for tokenizing real assets. This includes stocks, bonds, and other financial instruments. This innovation paves the way for a colossal reduction in transaction costs. The figure is staggering. $7 trillion is spent each year on transaction verification. According to Scaramucci, Solana could significantly reduce these expenses thanks to its speed and low cost. This last detail is crucial in the universe where Ethereum remains the benchmark, but sometimes suffers from high fees. The Solana ecosystem is growing with diverse projects despite criticism of meme coins. The technology also enables new financial uses such as staking, decentralized lending, and yield farming. The network resembles a financial cloud where different applications coexist. This analogy reinforces the idea that while Ethereum dominates, Solana is a serious competitor and well-positioned for growth. Solana is also very adept at diversification. Beyond financial innovations, the network supports the development of dedicated devices such as blockchain and cryptocurrency-enabled phones. SUI opened SUI Hub Athens, a thriving global hub. SUI began its business in Greece by launching a course called Blockchain and Business Innovation, an immersive technology program for Greek high school students. More recently, Athens Exchange Group, ATHEX, the Greek National Stock Exchange, announced the completion of the technical design and definition of business requirements for a modernization of ATHEX's SUI-based ebook building, EBB, platform. With a space designed to attract new talent, support high-growth startups, and serve as a meeting point for the region's brightest minds, the hub will boost the local startup sector, attract investment to the city center, and offer Greek talent the opportunity to develop world-class solutions. Julian Battelle, research director at Global Macro Investors, said the market capitalization of the digital asset sector would grow from around $3.5 trillion today to $100 trillion within 10 years. The labor force participation rate isn't likely to increase. It should continue to decline. It's a structural problem, he explains. Depreciation is the hidden 8% annual loss of purchasing power that's compounded by overall inflation. Patel argues that cash has quietly become one of the riskiest assets, forcing savers to chase double-digit nominal returns only to find themselves stuck. Scarcity is the bridge to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has increased purchasing power faster than any other asset in human history, with annual growth of nearly 150% outpacing the rate of depreciation since 2010, while even the Nasdaq's exceptional 13% real return has fallen 99.94% against Bitcoin since the beginning of 2012. The superlatives have a purpose. They present Bitcoin as the only large-scale antidote to the political cocktail of demographic slowdown, rising debt, and forced liquidity. We are only at the beginning of a global race, a race by institutions, states, and individuals to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. This boom, he argues, will propel the cryptocurrency universe from a $3 trillion asset class to $100 trillion in 7 to 10 years. By the numbers, the increase in the current market cap of $3.55 trillion implies a compound annual growth rate of 40% over a decade, or around 61% if the time frame is reduced to 7 years. Both ambitious figures, but neither unprecedented in previous crypto cycles. Patel admits that the road ahead will be incredibly difficult and incredibly rewarding in both the worst and the best of times, but insists that Bitcoin is part of the solution. He and Paul called the looming scramble for scarce assets the greatest wealth creation opportunity of our lifetimes.